Okay, so this is part 2 where I'm going to explain to you what things to eliminate this week and what things to add. It's going to be a little complicated in the what to add, but we'll get to that in just a second. So, sorry I had to split this into, it was just getting a little too long. So, first of all, what do you need to eliminate to help with your digestion? It goes without saying you are going to have to stop eating in a stressful state. So no more eating in the car as you're rushing from place to place, no more eating as you run out the door, no more eating standing over the sink. So stop doing that. It's just bad for you. You know, don't eat at your desk at work. Don't eat while checking your emails. That's the one thing to eliminate. Also, if you have foods that are causing you sensitivities, if you can pinpoint those from your food journal, or if you just know every time I eat this I have a problem, eliminate those. You're going to need to let your digestive tract rest in order to heal. So those things just continue to cause inflammation every time you eat them, and it prevents healing. So here are the things to add. Now, I have a whole list of things here, but there is one main thing that I want you to take from this video, and that is getting your brain in a restful state before you eat. If you do nothing else, that being the very first part of your assembly line there, that's going to possibly eliminate problems all the way down. So I'm going to give you things that you can do for each of the other potential problems, but start with that. If you've got that under control, then maybe try the next thing. Once you've got that under control, try the next thing, because it is a domino effect. So if you can get the first thing cleared up, it might prevent the rest. So get in that resting state. Find a quiet, comfortable place to eat. Take a break, get away from your work. If you need to, go sit in your car, get out of the work environment. One way that you can get your brain, if you're just stuck in that sympathetic mode and you can't stop your mind from racing, or a lot of people are stuck in that sympathetic mode because we are, as a society, used to rushing everywhere all the time. Which is another reason why it's important to take those breaks, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, to get out of that sympathetic mode and give your body a break. So here are some ideas that might help you to get in that sympathetic mode. Saying grace, taking that time to bow your head, be thankful. It can kind of just break that sympathetic mode and get you in the right state of mind. Some people sit on the floor to eat, and that can be restful for them. There are whole countries of people that eat on the floor. If you still can't get in a restful state, try lying down for a minute or two. Or I've also had to lie down after eating just to give my body that break to do that digestion. So if you have that opportunity to do that, that's a great thing to do. So that is the brain. Now, if you're in a restful state, you're not having any problems with that, but for some reason your mouth is not producing enough saliva, here's the thing to add, chew your food. Take the time to chew it up like 30 times, and if you struggle with that, put your fork down, put your sandwich down, put whatever it is down, chew up that bite, and then, if you're not rushed, then there's no hurry. You can take your time. But, keep that food in your mouth long enough that your saliva can do its job. If you are struggling with producing enough saliva, you can drink lemon water. The sourness will actually trigger you to produce saliva. So also, let's go to the next step, your stomach. So if you've got no problems with getting in a resting state, you've got no problems with saliva production, and you're chewing your food plenty, and yet you're having problems in your stomach, think about the possibility of taking HCl supplements. You can also do this, that's hydrochloric acid. You can also do this if you are too stressed, you don't have time, and there's just no way that you can sit down and relax and eat, but you still have to eat. So take a hydrochloric acid supplement, take enzymes, because your body won't be producing those. So you can kind of fudge it over occasionally by doing that. Okay, so this is the hydrochloric acid supplement that I recommend. It's called Hydrozyme by Biotics, and you can actually get that on Amazon. It has betaine, HCl, and pepsin, among some other things. This is a good quality one that is not going to, some of them that I've tried leave you with a weird aftertaste, and they're just not great. So this is a good one. And I'll talk a little bit about how to figure out how much in a minute here. So if you need to, you can take a hydrochloric acid supplement. If you're just not producing enough, if you're having acid reflux. Now I have to tell you to talk to your doctor if you're under his care, but I will tell you that he will probably tell you you're crazy. So I would suggest that you read a book here that I'm going to recommend in a minute. Wait, let me look it up here. It's called Why Stomach Acid is Good for You by Jonathan Wright and Lenard, and I'll type that down below. It explains very thoroughly why you need stomach acid and the dangers of taking acid suppressors. Because if you take acid suppressors, you don't have that acid to digest your food. So I'll let you research that more thoroughly if that's something you're having trouble with. But here is something you can take. And here is the enzyme pills that I personally like. If you need to take enzymes, if you just can't take the time to get in a resting state. So if you need to take hydrochloric acid supplements, however, if you have ulcers, do not do that until you can heal your ulcers. Some things that you can do to help with ulcers, to help reestablish the mucosal lining: chlorophyll, aloe vera, marshmallow root. There are more, so do your own research. There are plenty of natural ways to work on that stomach lining. And then once your stomach lining is healed, you may have to take HCl for a little while, because if you have not been digesting your food, you don't have the components that you need to make hydrochloric acid. So if you need to, not a bad thing to take. So now let's move down to the next step, your liver and gallbladder. In order to produce that bile, you need healthy fats. Low-fat diets, so dangerous. You know, the whole 80s low-fat diet craze has proved to us how very bad that is for everyone's health. But you want to make sure that you're getting healthy fats in small quantities. You do not need very much. Olive oil, coconut oil, the fat in the meat that you're eating is plenty. Butter from grass-fed cows. Avocados. Here's one right here. So all of those are good healthy fats that your body can actually use to keep that cycle going. However, if you have problems with your bile, so you can't digest the fats, you know, it's that vicious cycle, you can take something which I don't have with me, called beta TCP, also from Biotics, the same company. It'll look like that. That is a bile salt, and that will help keep that bile functioning. That's also from Biotics. It's also on Amazon. So if you need to take the bile salts for a little while, go ahead and do that until you begin to digest the fats on your own. But keep different doses, you know, vary the dose so that your body doesn't become dependent on it and stop making its own bile. If you are one of those people that does not have a gallbladder, if your gallbladder has been removed, you will always have to take bile salts or ox bile so that you can digest those fats. One other thing for those of you that have a gallbladder, that if it's not functioning up to par, some of the things that you can do to kind of spur that on, beet kvass. Beet kvass will thin your bile and make it easier for your gallbladder to spew it out. Also lemon water in the morning will support your liver, because your liver is the one producing the bile. The gallbladder is just holding it and you know, regulating it. So lemon water is another good one. Just beets in general are really good for your liver. So there are lots of things that you can do to help support those functions. Now we've kind of already addressed the small and the large intestine. We did those in the first 4 videos. So keep doing your hydration, keep doing your mild exercise, keep doing your probiotics. All of those things are going to help keep the backlog from happening at the tail end. So here's the new technique to learn for this video. I'm going to just explain to you how to figure out how much hydrochloric acid you would need to take with a meal. And I know this scares a lot of people to take hydrochloric acid. I mean, we all know from chemistry how dangerous this stuff is. But keep in mind, this is something your body is producing that's in your stomach. Anytime you eat a meal, your body's producing hydrochloric acid, so it's meant to be there. It's a normal, natural thing. The way that you want to test to find out how much you need is keep a glass of water with a little bit of bicarbonate of soda in it, just in case, so that, you know, if you do have trouble with it, you feel like it's a problem, you can just sip on that a little bit and tone it down. That's all it takes to neutralize hydrochloric acid. So what you want to do is sit down to a lunch or dinner or whatever meal it is. You want to make sure it's a meal with some protein, because that's what hydrochloric acid mostly works on. You're going to start eating your meal, take a few bites, and then take a HCl pill. Take a few more bites, take a pill. And keep track of how many pills you're eating until you get something like a warming sensation in your stomach. And it's been described to me as feels like after you take a shot of tequila or whiskey on an empty stomach. I wouldn't know what that feels like, but I kind of get that feeling drinking kombucha sometimes. I get a little bit of a warm feeling in my stomach. Some people, when they drink apple cider vinegar in water, might get that feeling. So just kind of keep eating, taking bites, taking a pill until you feel a warming sensation. And then however many pills that took, back it down 1 pill. So if it took 10 pills to get that warming sensation, your dosage is 9. And you'll take 9 pills with your meals. Now this, once you start digesting your food and you start getting out of it the components you need to make your own HCl, you will stop needing this. So after a while, 9 pills is going to give you that warming sensation, then you do 8. Then when you start feeling the warming sensation with 8, you do 7. And you just keep backing it up until you don't need it anymore. So that is your thing to learn how to do. So that's it for this one. I want to thank you guys for sticking with me and for hearing me out. I know some of these things sound a little crazy, taking hydrochloric acid, but it's something I've done. It's helped me a lot. You be the judge as to whether that's something you want to try or not. But thanks for listening anyway, and I do hope that this has blessed you. Please share if you know anybody that could benefit from this. Also, if you want to get notifications when I make a new video, go ahead and click on the subscribe button, find the little bell icon and click on that, and then you'll get an email every time I make a video. And oh, please do comment below if you want to let me know how it's going, if you have questions, if you want me to speak on anything, if there's a topic that you want me to address. Go ahead and comment on that below, and I'll do my best. So, and also, last but not least, thumbs up if you like my video, and that lets people know it's worth watching. So, thanks for joining me, and have a great week.